a pride to Africa. That's how the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Governor Kayode Fayemi, describes the Dangote refinery currently under construction in Lagos State. The Ekiti State Governor, who led some of his colleagues to the construction site at the Bejuleke area, said that it is the duty of the government to provide the enabling environment for businesses to thrive in the country. The project, estimated at over $12 billion, is touted the world's biggest single train facility upon completion.
It's a project set to be the largest of its kind in Africa. The Dangote refinery and fertilizer plant sited at the Bejuleke area of Lagos State. And members of the Nigeria Governors Forum are here to see the progress of work. The tour starts at the gas pipeline, which is designed to supply fuel to central power plants and generate electricity for households. Next stop is the oil refinery jetty, where materials will be received via the Atlantic Ocean, and then the fertilizer plant, which is almost good to go. It's expected to produce 2.8 metric tons of urea and ammonia per annum.
Government must have the right policy, that's the value we can add. Government must have the right incentives. And government must ensure that on our part, those infrastructural, institutional responsibilities that we have are delivered.
For the president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, more projects will spring up across the country.
I want to assure you we will continue to make you proud, continue to invest in Nigeria, continue to create jobs, continue to make all Nigerians proud, and make sure that, yes, we are the ones that will lead and other people too will follow to bring all our, all our money back to Nigeria and invest where we belong to.
The host governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has a plan for this corridor.
We're closing up on two different road connections out of this place. That one will go straight to Ekpe, and another one will go towards Ijebu-Ode, right? Another one will go going back into Lagos.
When the Dangote refinery is fully in place, it's expected to meet the domestic demand for fuel in Nigeria and generate over $5.5 billion foreign exchange earnings per annum.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. Let's cross over to our Abuja studios now, where Mark Baer Ogun Yusuf is standing by, taking us through a couple of more stories. Good to see you again, Mark Baer.
Good to see you too, Gimba. Compliments of the season. And now we begin here in Abuja with security matters. The Defense Headquarters has denied claims that the Boko Haram terrorist group have taken over some communities in the northeastern part of the country. At an end-of-year briefing on the various operations in the country, Defense spokesperson Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu said the Boko Haram sect remains decimated and the military is not resting on its oars to ensure that they are only restricted to the fringes of Lake Chad, but are also completely wiped out. According to him, they only occasionally make their way back into the country to unleash on soft targets.
Boko Haram is not holding any territory, any inch of our territory in this country. I want to make it very clear that Boko Haram and ISWAP have been decimated, they've been depleted, and they've been pushed into what we call the Tumbus. The Tumbus are the islands between Nigeria and the neighboring countries of Chad, Niger, and Cameroon, from where they have their enclave, so to speak, where they're hibernating, and from where they come out, infiltrate the public, and carry out attacks on soft targets. Boko Haram is not holding any inch of our territory. What they do is watch out for soft targets, like I mentioned, and conduct attacks. You will recall that, I think was it on Sunday or something, there was such infiltration, and they were severely dealt with.
Well, sadly, the soft targets mentioned there are not too far-fetched, as at least 4 persons have been reported killed in an ambush by suspected Boko Haram insurgents as they made their way through the Buniyadi Biu Road after they were pushed back from Damaturu in Yobe State. 2 female aid workers working with Alisma Aid Group were also said to have been kidnapped in Mongono after the insurgents threw the town into panic during an exchange of gunfire that lasted for about an hour. The insurgents had attempted to infiltrate Mongono town but were repelled and denied access by federal forces, forcing them to retreat, setting ablaze a firefighting truck stationed at the local government secretariat in the process. The attack happened exactly a week after Defense Minister Bashir Magashi visited the headquarters of Sector 3, located in Mongono, in solidarity with the troops. And away from security now to politics, the governorship candidate of the Allied People's Movement in Ogun State, Mr. Abiodun Akinlade, has announced his return to the All Progressives Congress. At a press briefing held at the APM Secretariat in Abeokuta at the state capital, Mr. Akinlade said the move became imperative after a meeting held with the leadership of the party.
It is time for those of us who left the APC to contest the election on the platform of the Allied People's Movement in the last election to return to the fold. As loyal party members, we accept and wish to use this opportunity to thank them for allowing us to explore our aspirations, even though it came at a great political and personal cost to our leaders and our father, Senator Bikula Amusu. I therefore thank, for the untapped time, our teaming supporters who stood up to challenge the challenge of the last 15 months. They endured all attempts to persecute them and remain steadfast in their conviction about our mandate. We have always expressed the conviction that in the fullness of time and after the struggle to restore the mandate of our people, we shall return to the APC, which we toiled with the fellow compatriots to build, nourish, and entrench in Ogun State.
But in a swift reaction, the publicity secretary of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Mr. Tunde Oladunjoye, says the party leadership has not been formally informed about the development, and until that happens, Mr. Akinlade cannot be recognized as a bona fide member of the party.
The party is not formally aware. We will get further reports, study the situation, and respond accordingly. And by the time we want to do that, we also let you, gentlemen and women of the press, to know. That is all in caps that I have to say for now. Anybody can just stand somewhere and announce or address a press. It is left for us as a responsible party to look at it, study it, gather our information, check if we are communicated and things like that, and then make appropriate response accordingly.